So before going into exactly what we did in Split, I thought it may be worth commenting on a few things regarding airports and flying post-pandemic. We flew out on the 23rd of July 2021, and in general not much has changed. Security and departure areas were basically all the same, the main difference being you needed to be wearing a mask the whole time. Things did however slow down a bit when we actually arrived in Croatia. For this country you needed to have a negative PCR test or proof of double vaccination, and this was checked pretty thoroughly. However, once this had all been checked, we were able to get on with the holiday. So the first thing we did on our first day in Split was walk around the town. It was immediately clear to see that there was so much history here and we wanted to learn more about it. So we booked a tour with Anna from Free Walking Tours and she was fantastic. I won't give too much away in regards to what we learnt about, but we visited all the major central attractions, including Diocletian's Palace, the cellars and the Old Town Gates. It took about an hour and a half and she gave us some personal recommendations after the tour as well. After the tour we headed over to Beach Jesinac as it was about 33 degrees and I needed to even out my t-shirt tan. It's about a 20-minute walk from the city centre and has lovely clear blue water. We then concluded our first day by heading into the more lively part of town. We actually accidentally stumbled across a jazz and blues festival in the park, which was a lot of fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here with us. We've enjoyed it so much. So fantastic to be back.
On day 2 we wanted to explore the western part of the city. We started off the day with an espresso, which apparently is a traditional thing to do in Croatia, and then started climbing the many stairs to the peak of Marjan Park. When we got to the top we were treated to incredible views of the city and the surrounding areas. It was definitely worth the effort. After this we headed back down the other side and walked along the sea path that takes you back into Split. We stopped off at Kapuliste Bene Beach for a quick evening dip. This was one of many beach options on this long path, but we preferred the sunset views from this specific spot. Once we'd cooled down it was time to head to the football. We went to see the local team Hajduk Split play Osijek in a close game. Unfortunately for the home crowd it was the away team that took the 3 points, but a very exciting atmosphere if you are into sports. Croatia is the home to hundreds of islands in the Adriatic Sea, and we wanted to check one out. We went to the closest to Split, which is an island called Brač. The ferry left Split at 9:30 am and took about 1 hour to get to Bol, a town on the south side of the island. The first thing that we did was hire a bike and cycle down the coast to a tiny town called Mrvica. This road is really nice to cycle on and has fantastic views. We rested at the local beach in Mrvica, which has the clearest water I've ever seen. We then went back towards Bol and stopped off at the Golden Horn, which is a very popular beach with 360-degree views of the sea and island. Again, very clear, refreshing water to cool down in and surrounded by beach bars and water sport opportunities. After this we walked through the town of Bol and further on to the Dominican church. Great views and lovely buildings all the way, and plenty of places to stop and take a break from the heat. We got the 6:30 PM boat back to Split and spent the evening relaxing in our room. So in conclusion, I would 100% recommend visiting Split for a few days or potentially even longer. There is a lot to learn, a lot to see, and plenty of opportunity to top up the tan and relax as well. I've almost definitely not done everything the city has to offer, so if you do have any suggestions, please recommend them in the comments below. In terms of cost, it's not too bad, definitely cheaper than the UK, but not as cheap as other countries east of Croatia. I do feel that this is always down to personal preference though. We opted to buy food at shops and make meals ourselves instead of restaurants, and stayed at Airbnbs with shared bathrooms instead of fancy hotels. So it definitely can be a cheap getaway still if you really want it to be. If you do have any questions about specific parts of this video, whether it be the cost of things, how to get to places, or life post-pandemic, leave a comment and I'll try my best to answer. Otherwise, thanks a lot for watching, please leave a like and consider subscribing too, it really does help, and until next time, goodbye.